Have you heard about RIBA Plan of Work many times, but you are putting it off for future because it's too long and you want to read it later? Then this video is a reminder to tell you that how important RIBA Plan of Work is for Quantity Surveyor. And this is what we are going to talk about in this video, that what is RIBA Plan of Work and how it is important for Quantity Surveyors. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Naresh Poonia. I'm a project quantity surveyor at AECOM in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And in today's video, we are going to talk about RIBA Plan of Work for Quantity Surveyor. So before we talk about the quantity surveying part in the RIBA Plan of Work, we will first discuss about the RIBA Plan of Work for those who don't know about the RIBA Plan of Work. So the RIBA Plan of Work is a framework developed by Royal Institute of British Architects in 1963 for the first time, but the major overhaul of RIBA Plan of Work happened in 2013 when it was made contract neutral and it could be used for any procurement route. Then after 2017, they made another revision in 2020, which is the result of the UK government to be net zero by 2050. So they updated the RIBA Plan of Work for the sustainability part. So with that out of the way, let's talk about RIBA Plan of Work for Quantity Surveyors. So RIBA Plan of Work has 8 stages from stage 0 to stage 7, and we are going to talk about what a role of a quantity surveyor is in every stage. Let's talk about the stage 0. Stage 0 is the first stage of RIBA Plan of Work, and this stage is for strategic definition. And in this stage, we talk about two things majorly. The first thing is the business plan, and the second thing is the client requirement. What do you mean by business plan and client requirement? The business plan will tell you that what kind of a project is and whether it is feasible or not, and the client requirement is the requirement of client, that what they want to do, what kind of talent they want to get on the project, what kind of building they want to build, a very high level thing. Now what a quantity surveyor is expected to do in this stage? The quantity surveyor has to first make a rough order of cost estimate, which would not be a very detailed cost estimate. It will be a high level cost estimate which could be based on the per square meter rate of the building, or it could be based on the functionality of the building. You could have that cost based on that function. Let's talk about stage 1. Stage 1 is the second stage of RIBA Plan of Work. This stage is for preparation and brief. In this stage, the brief of the contract is given to the team. In this stage, the information requirements of the project are decided, whether they're going to be a BIM model, whether they're going to be a 2D drawing, whether they're going to be AutoCAD drawing. All of that is decided in this phase, and even the responsibility matrix is also decided in this phase. In this phase, what a quantity surveyor has to do, they have to update their cost estimate based on the revised base. So they have to mention the element within the cost estimate, so we can identify if there are some risk associated in any element and if we can reduce the cost by taking any measures. Okay, let's talk about the stage 2. Stage 2 is the third stage in the RIBA Plan of Work. This stage is the stage of concept design. In concept design, a concept design is developed, and in this stage, the quantity surveyor has to make the first cost plan. It is the first formal cost plan that the quantity surveyor has to make, and in that cost plan, they have to give elemented analysis of the project, they have to give the bulk quantities detail, and they have to verify that the cost is matching with the agreed budget or not. So now let's talk about the stage 3. The stage 3 is the fourth stage in the RIBA Plan of Work. This stage is for spatial coordination. What do you mean by spatial coordination? In spatial coordination, all the different disciplines comes together to have a design which is harmonized and to reshuffle the things to match with each other. For example, furniture plan is updated. For example, the alignment of road is updated for better accessibility, things like that. In this stage, the quantity surveyor has to update their cost plan iteratively and to have more level of certainty into the cost plan. And if there is a cost increase in any cost settlement, then that could be set off by reducing the contingency in this stage. Let's talk about the stage 4. The stage 4 is the fifth stage of RIBA plan of work. This stage is for detailed design. In this stage, all the information is developed which is needed for the construction of the building. In this stage, a quantity surveyor has to update their cost plan, and this cost plan becomes the pre-tender estimate. In this stage, the quantity surveyor can review the tender returns, the contractor proposal, or if there is any alternative for reducing the cost, that can be reviewed in this stage. In this stage, the quantity surveyor also sees that if the contractor has not priced for something and if the provisional sum are required in some case. Let's talk about the stage 5, which is the sixth stage of RIBA plan of work. This is the stage of construction. In this stage, the quantity surveyor is supposed to monitor and report the cost and any variation. They're supposed to issue the interim valuation of payments. They're supposed to manage the cost which is outside the building contract. Let's say if the furniture fitting and equipment FFE is not in the building contract, then they have to manage. Let's talk about the sixth stage, which is the seventh stage of RIBA plan of work. This stage is for the handover stage. In this stage, the quantity surveyor certifies the final payment, and in this stage, the quantity surveyor undertakes a project performance session so that this cost can be used for benchmarking and costing and planning of further projects. Now, the last stage of RIBA plan of work, which is stage 7, which is the 8th stage of RIBA plan of work, is the stage of use of the building. In this stage, the building is used by the actual user. The major requirement of this stage is to see if there is any requirement of post-occupancy evaluation, and that need to be put into the whole life cycle of the project. These are briefly the stages of RIBA plan of work and how in each stage the quantity surveyor is supposed to work and supposed to do the tasks that are asked for him to do in RIBA plan of work. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.